going down in altitude to get that air everybody's talking about.
It's better at the floor? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
I got you. All right, well, we're moving over here to the leg press machine, and this looks like is this a Nebula?
Nebula, yeah.
Yeah, good leg press. And tell me what you concentrate on when you're doing leg presses, because a lot of people put their feet in different positions. I notice you're taking a higher load, a higher foot position, and you're not quite coming down as far as you did with the squat. What are you trying to target?
Just the outer quads, and I really focus on, pushing through the heels and building more of a burn than throwing a ton of weight on there, because if you can just, you know what it's like to get in there and just, nail those heels to the platform and just start building that burn, and it just feels like your quads are going to blow out the sides. Yeah,
I don't have. I see people push from their balls of their feet, and some of these guys have good legs, and that's when I know that genetics is a huge part of this, because if I did that, I would have nothing on my legs, So
right.
The heels are definitely important. What do you like about the Nebula leg press as opposed to other companies?
What's nice about it is you can really load it up. It's a fairly smooth machine, and the platform on it's very large with a couple really good angles on it. So I think, that being said, and plus it looks like you can, hold some weight. Some of these leg presses, you look like you load up and you're kind of wondering if it even is going to hold together on you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty heavy duty. What do you use as far as foot positions? How do you alter them? Do you usually go low, high, wide, close, or do you just do you have a preferable stance that you kind of use every time?
Well, my preferable stance is where it's at, and that's about shoulder width with my feet positioned straight up and down to hit the outer quads and just push through the heels. That's not necessarily how I have everybody use that machine. It just depends on,
work,
where they need, added size or definition to their legs.
Mm-hmm. And do you actually train your wife, Heather?
I did the very first probably 4 or 5 years we were together, and now it's, she's, it just doesn't work, your husband and wife,
Once you got married, that was the end of it. She doesn't listen to you anymore. That's
it. The respect went out the door.
Of course. That's exactly it. As soon as you get married, they don't listen to a word you say, and you got to just deal with that. I even tell people, I help all these people get ready for shows, and I know you do too. And Colette doesn't listen to a word of advice that I give to her. She'll do the opposite of what I tell her.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so it's kind of like you got to be a master Jedi.
You got to be almost a psychologist once you get married with the person you're with. As far as the other competitors in the gym, do you help any of the other people who compete in your area get ready for shows? Anyone we know?
Yeah, just recently, Holly Gearson helped her the past 2 years.
Holly, right? First place in the heavyweight class at the USA.
Yeah, she couldn't keep her fingers out of the peanut butter. So
another peanut butter slut. That's
So she is going to actually go to North Americans, and she's tightened up.
Good. Yeah, she was close. She was close. You could tell she was close.
Yeah, she just was. She just live and learn.
Is she going to stay a heavyweight?
Yeah, she'll stay a heavyweight. I think she'll probably be a few pounds lighter. She really wasn't as far off as what it looked. It's just...
Yeah, I thought about 4 or 5 pounds. That's what
4 or 5 pounds, exactly, which is, not too bad, but not too good. So last year, if she'd come in that same condition she did last year, I think she would have won. So.
Yeah, probably. Now, is Heather a cheater on her diet, or is she pretty strict when she gets going?
Heather? My wife?
Yeah, your wife, Heather, yeah.
Oh, she is a cheater.
Really?
Oh, gosh, yes, totally.
And she manages to always get in shape,
Yeah, she does, and it's, I think I've sent you an email once going, man, what do I do? He's behind. I'm just, You got
to put him on lockdown at night.
Serious, and even then they rebel. They're like, you can't put me on lockdown. I'm not going to the gym.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, well, sometimes, usually there's like two kinds of women: the women that cheat on their diet, and then the women that are ultra strict, that maybe too much so. You don't really find anyone in between. Now, I see you doing the great, interesting workout here. You're doing one-legged hack squats.
Yes.
Oh, there's Heather. Heather's whipping a little life into one of you guys laying on the floor here. That's you. She's whipping you with the towel. Now, you look like your legs were going to, like, fall off. You were doing one-legged hack squats. That's a hard exercise to do.
Yeah, you put, one leg back with your toe just barely there on the platform, and, you're performing a hack squat with one leg, and the other one you're actually stretching, as you go down, so that fascia around the quad is getting majorly stretched. So then you switch legs and you go to the other, and that quad that you just stretched the fascia on, you're, all of a sudden getting rushed full of blood now because you're pumping it. So it's kind of like, it's just a nasty, nasty burn.
Do you think that this is like a good exercise for people who like might have one leg a little bigger than the others? No names mentioned, Jay Cutler.
Yeah, most definitely. This is a great exercise. I mean, if nobody's ever tried it, try it, and it doesn't take much weight, and it does a lot of damage. And I mean, just
because I always did like one-legged leg press when I try to bring up my other leg, but I think this might be better because it kind of really simulates a squat a lot more.
It does.
Look, let's face it, everyone has one leg bigger than the other, and some people the discrepancy is much bigger. So this is kind of like a good way to even it off, I think.
Yeah, it's everybody's genetically differently from one side to the next, but you can try, just do what you can to even it out the best you can.
Now you have I'm see you wearing some knee wraps, I like those neoprene wraps.
Yeah.
Is that for protection, or do you have bad knees?
I just I like to keep my legs really warm, and normally in the winter I'll wear sweatpants,
right.
But in the summer it's so hot, so I like to just keep, I think it's more of just a psychological thing for me. I have had a total right knee reconstruction surgery, so yeah, I have had one.
That'll definitely make you a little gun shy there when you get under that bar.
It's funny is I'm not gun shy about getting underneath there at all. It's it was a stupid accident. I tripped over a stool in the house.
No, really?
Yeah, I don't even have a good story to tell.
It's funny because I had a similar experience. I stepped off the last step in my house, and my ankle kind of turned, and I felt a pop, and I like tore my gracilis muscle. I mean, I've squatted 6 plates on each side before, and here I am like a dummy, walking down the last step, and I just misstepped, and I was in agony for weeks, from that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you want to kill yourself. Look at Branch Warren. He fell down the steps in his house, tore his tricep.
That always happens when you least expect it.
Yeah.
It's awful.
How many sets do you typically do for legs in a leg workout?
Well, right that night we were just doing quads. I separate, quads from hamstrings, and for a quad workout, it's there could be like 15, 16 sets, but all in all, there's probably only 5 or 6 working sets.
Right.
A lot of them are just warm-ups. I don't really get my working sets in until the end. When I'm leg pressing and I'm doing hack squats, otherwise, all that warm-up for the squat is just a lot of just wasted repetition that's just getting you warmed up.
Here's a good hypothetical real quick, so we're coming to the end of this thing. If a guy comes into the gym and he's a bodybuilder and he says, I need to bring my legs up, they're just behind my upper body, what do you do? What do you give him to do?
Squats.
So you focus exclusively pretty much on that?
Yeah, squats, totally, without a doubt. And first of all, I make sure, squatting is a lost art, so I make sure he can at least know how to squat,
You'll teach him the proper technique then, right?
Exactly, right.
Do you think that most bodybuilders out there that have problems with their legs, it's because they don't know how to squat properly, or that they don't squat at all?
Definitely. I've trained bodybuilders that have been bodybuilders for 18 years, and they come to me to squat, and the bar's still up on their trap, and, they're squatting through their toes, and I'm like, what,
What are you doing, yeah?
No wonder you've never done anything with your legs.
Well, we're getting a final pose down here from you guys. What's your training partner's names here?
That's Jimmy over there, the other guy that's kind of a rough-looking biker-looking guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, though, really good member. He just comes in and trains legs with me every Wednesday night, and the other guy is Sean. And he just, comes in probably once every 3 months, but he heard we were going to be filming, and he showed up.
Well, it's always a pleasure to get a bird's eye view of someone else training hardcore in another part of the country. And anyone out there who's going to be in the Colorado area should visit Armbrust Pro Gym, because it looks like that's where all the bodybuilders in the area are flocking to. For now, though, I just want to thank you, Dylan, for stopping by and taking time out of your busy schedule. Any final words?
No, I appreciate it, and thanks for everything, and I hope to see you. Got to get you guys, RX guys, down to the gym so you can check it out yourself.
I know. You guys got to have a pro show up there. That's what the deal is.
Well, we'll put it together, you know.
And, we'll support you, man.
Well, hey, we're supporting species. We sell a lot of it.
I know you do, and I have to thank you for that. You do sell a ton of product, and you know, you're a hardcore gym, so we fit perfect in your line.
All right.
Thanks, Dylan. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with Dylan Armbrust in the Iron Asylum.